few people down.
What do you mean, a few people in the water?
A relaxing Monday turns into anything but. What's happening at Kalahari Resort tonight after part of the ceiling falls in? Concert cut short. We'll give you an update of one of country music's biggest stars after he collapsed on stage. One of Northeast Ohio's favorite athletes is making the big screen. We'll show you what Stipe Miocic has been up to. And good evening, everyone. We'll begin with developing news as we take a look at this video that we show you right now. It comes to us as 5 people were injured at the Kalahari Resort today, and we thank you for being with us on this Monday night. It was a piece of ductwork that fell from the ceiling this afternoon that was the cause. Danielle Serino joins us. She has been on the story, and the snow is falling out there, but there were other things falling inside that resort today. Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Jimmy. You know, the people who were there used words to describe it as chaos, madhouse, panic when that duct came falling from the ceiling. They say it came down about 60 feet, almost on top of them without warning. Happened about 1 o'clock this afternoon. That duct broke into 2 pieces, part of it landing in the wave pool, part of it landing in the kiddie pool while there were children in there swimming.
You know, it actually felt like a terrorist attack because of how people were reacting. You saw people running around looking for their kids, crying. It was crazy.
The Erie County Sheriff Department told us that 5 people were injured, 2 were taken to the hospital, but he has since said those people were treated and released.
Danielle, let's get to the nuts and bolts a little bit more. Any word on a cause?
Right now, no. We reached out to Kalahari late this afternoon. They said they were investigating. In fact, the owner of the Kalahari Resorts, Todd Nelson, flew in on his private plane today to see exactly what happened. He's from Wisconsin. The Sheriff's Department also told us that the Department of Agriculture is investigating, as well as the building department in the township. And when they get an answer, they will let us know. They want to make sure they have all their ducks in the row. The Sheriff's Department also saying that later today they are releasing a report on what they found earlier today.
Danielle, what about a reopening of Kalahari? How long will it be, closed down?
We have gotten no word on that. There are people that are still staying in the resort. The resort has offered people who were coming there to use the park a full refund, but we actually spoke to a couple of people earlier today. They came down from Canada, so they may be staying, but in terms of the water park, they need to find out first what happened, and then they will decide when it's safe to reopen.
All right. Danielle, thanks for that. Now to the other stories of the day, including the latest from University Hospitals. A 4-year-old killed and the discipline handed out to the 2 Cleveland police officers involved in that. Right now, here's 77 seconds at 7.
I have gotten nothing from the mayor. I have not even got I'm sorry from him.
The mother of a mentally ill Cleveland woman is not pleased with an announcement from Cleveland police today. One officer suspended 10 days, the other given a written warning for Tanisha Anderson's death in 2014. Her family says the officer slammed her to the ground. They've been reprimanded today for not notifying EMS quicker. A Canton teacher is off the job temporarily tonight after repeated allegations of sexual acts with students. The statement from Canton McKinley High School: the district is fully cooperating with law enforcement. No further comment. A 4-year-old dead in Euclid. Police found the girl unresponsive at an apartment complex on Lakeshore Boulevard. 2 people behind bars in connection with this tonight.
They had a tremendous responsibility.
Lawsuit after lawsuit coming forward the past 24 hours as the investigation into what happened at University Hospital's fertility clinic continues. In a statement, they say, "We understand why some people might feel compelled to take this step. Any lawsuits being filed will have no bearing on the independent review being conducted or our determination to help patients who have suffered this loss." At least one lawyer doesn't expect these cases to ever go to trial. Let's talk with another lawyer directly involved in the case. To talk with us about these university hospital cases is lawyer Tom Merriman from Team LGM. Our Monica Robbins broke the story late last week. How quickly did your telephone start ringing?
Oh, Jimmy, I have been on the phone nonstop since Saturday morning, and it has gone. I've been meeting with people, taking calls. It's unbelievable. And every story is gut-wrenching.
Yeah, I was gonna. Have you ever dealt with anything like this that would have such emotion attached to it? I've represented families who've lost loved ones, but something like this where it is so raw, because each of these women has gone through, and couples have gone through so much to get to the point of having embryos, and then to find out they're gone. It's devastating. Tom, I don't know the total number of people that are involved in this. Yeah. Is there a number yet?
Well, I mean, we've heard figures of 500. We've heard figures of 700.
Would they be grouped together, or are they all going to be individual cases?
You know, there's been cases filed by various law firms seeking class action status.
Right.
I actually don't believe this is appropriate as a class action.
Law 101, class action.
So class action means one person comes forward and says, I'm going to represent everybody.
Oh, okay.
And you all fall in line, hey, that's a great tool when a utility overcharges you or a product doesn't work. But every one of these couples, every one of these women has a powerful story and a different type of loss.
Yeah. And how do you begin to delve into a case like this? Do you look for precedent?
There's not a lot of precedent in the area of embryos being destroyed. I mean, we can look for parallels, we can look at case law, but more importantly, we want to launch the investigation and find out what happened.
Is there any term on this? How long does this take to come to some kind of conclusion?
It's very difficult to predict. A lot depends on what kind of posture the hospital takes. If the hospital wants to fight this and wants to use every legal tool they can to fend off these patients, it could take many years. If they want to do the right thing and try to reach a resolution, it could be more swifter.
So far, do you have any prediction how the hospital is going to react?
I don't.
Okay. What about this, Tom? There's a case in California right now that occurred the same day as this UH story came out. Have you ever? I mean, all of a sudden now you see two cases like this coming out?
Yeah, I don't know of any evidence to link the two other than the coincidence of the dates. But what I will say is it appears that the Cleveland situation is far more catastrophic. I haven't talked to anyone who's been told by their doctor that they have viable embryos.
Will these cases see a courtroom?
Oh, well, they'll see a courtroom in some form or fashion. The question is whether they'll see a jury, and whether that'll be up to UH.
Tom, thanks very much for shedding some light on this. It's got to be an emotional case and an emotional period of time for these people involved.
Yeah, it is. It's unbelievable.
Tom Merriman from Team LGM. Thanks very much, Tom. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
When we come back on Donovan Live, Stipe Miocic making his way through the ring and all the way to Hollywood. Which cold drink just picked him up? And your next delivery may come from the sky. We'll tell you what the FAA is saying about that. And we say good evening on this Monday night to Betsy. Hi, Betsy.
Hi there, Jimmy. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 Great Lakes participating in our lake effect snow that will be coming our way over the next couple of days. Meanwhile, down in North Carolina, there's a storm a-brewing, and that is going to end up being the 3rd nor'easter for New England in 11 days. Brutal stuff. We don't have to deal with that, but we do have a little snow. I'll tell you about it.
Channel 3 News at 7, Donovan Live, is brought to you by Window Nation. Online at windownation.com.
It is time to talk consumer news with you. You may be able to receive a package from a commercial drone, and sports fans are going to soon be able to watch more games over on Twitter. The social media has penned a 3-year deal for the rights to Major League Soccer games, the MLS. The agreement will allow Twitter to live stream at least 24 matches per season, as well as a selection of highlights and weekly content throughout the season and throughout the calendar year. Twitter will also turn Univision's Spanish language and their broadcast into English commentary for U.S. fans. And up in the sky, the Wall Street Journal is reporting that drones will begin limited package deliveries right to your very doorstep within months. At least 10 pilot programs approved by the FAA, possibly including package delivery, are scheduled to start by this May. However, the green light could be delayed if lingering concerns about safety and security, as well as regulatory restrictions, can't be figured out. Now, while Cleveland city leaders have been tight-lipped on their bids for Amazon's second headquarters, we now know what went into Cincinnati's attempt to lure them there. This past weekend, city government released documentation on a package put together with Hamilton County and neighboring northern Kentucky. It included economic incentives estimated at $3.1 billion, a proposed Amazon Prime transportation line, and an urban renaissance with arts and entertainment improvements. Like Cleveland, Cincinnati did not make Amazon's January cutdown. Columbus, though, is still in the running. Some scary moments for country music star Tim McGraw. He collapsed on stage during a concert in Dublin, Ireland last night, Sunday night. A representative said the singer suffered from dehydration and then was attended to by local medical staff, and he was deemed to be okay. He was on tour with his wife, singer Faith Hill, in Dublin. She addressed the crowd after McGraw left the stage.
He's been super dehydrated, and I apologize, but I made the decision that he cannot come back out on stage.
Now, McGraw's performance was part of a 3-day, 3-city country music festival. According to Rolling Stone, he's scheduled to perform May 31st in Richmond, Virginia, as part of the Soul to Soul tour, and that will also be with his wife, Faith Hill. Black Panther continues to break records at the box office, and we'll tell you what elite club the movie joined over the weekend. And Betsy's forecast is coming up right after our second time up.
Yes,
Yes. Yeah. We'll scroll through this.
Okay, thanks.
Brooke, do you need me yet? All right, here I come.
Trending tonight, a familiar face in a new commercial, a box office record, and a holiday we can appreciate. And we can appreciate this, Betsy Klink. Jasmine Monroe is with us. I saw Jasmine appear in the newsroom this afternoon, and I said, number one, where the heck have you been?
On the morning
She's been on the morning show.
I know.
Second, let's get her booked on 3 on 3.
Perfect.
And here we go. Beer maker Modelo. I love Modelo. Boy, an ice cold Modelo. Anyway, they just launched a new commercial featuring none other than Stipe Miocic. They used him to help out with their new slogan, which is called Fighting to Uphold Heritage.
I had no idea he was a firefighter.
Yeah, he's a paramedic, right, Betsy?
Right here in Northeast Ohio.
Who like fights on a Saturday, wins the belt back, and like takes his shift then the next week.
And this is not like, you know, the little wimpy belt. This is the UFC champion. So, I mean...
We should really have a picture, like we always have, you know, when Betsy twirled the batons in high school with the flames. We should have the picture of you with the...
Just on standby.
Yeah,
ready
that
to go.
and the picture of the snakes that drive you crazy.
Belt.
No, but let's not do the snake thing.
Anyway,
but the
good,
belt,
good for
absolutely.
Stipe. Stipe's really starting to become really big.
You know what? He's a good guy.
Physically, he's
good
huge.
Guys do win, right? And he is a solid dude.
Yeah,
he's
cute
too. He's such a sweetheart. He's cute.
That's why we brought her back. I'll tell you what. There you go. All right, the movie Black Panther passed $1 billion in sales at the global box office over the weekend. The second highest grossing superhero film of all time. Have you seen it, Betsy?
I have not. I can't wait.
Really? Okay.
Twice.
Twice?
Yes,
already?
that's all my money.
Or a little portion. Yeah. A little snippet of it. Yeah, was it great?
It's a great movie, honestly. If you love superhero movies, that's you have to go see.
Is it good for like kids too? Like I could take Josie, the 9-year-old?
It is.
Awesome.
She'll love it. And there's some girl power in there.
What about Violet? She's...
I like the girl power.
What about Violet? She's...
Yeah, I'm not ready for Violet to see superhero movies yet, because she will enact that.
This is something. Today is National Napping Day.
That's good.
Following daylight saving, where we lost an hour. Do you feel it?
Oh.
And I did feel it yesterday.
Yeah.
Do you feel it?
I did this morning, yeah. It's one of those things like you can't get up and then you're like,
yep.
What time is it?
Right.
Filling in for the morning show.
Yeah, how did you do the sleep on the morning show?
I take naps, so I give it to them. John and, you know, the whole morning show team, there's no way you can do that all the time.
It's your body, they say sometimes.
That's the big question. Do you nap or not nap? Because they're in at work at like 2:30 in the morning. A lot of people don't realize.
Which is when, like, and let me just say this, not to toot my own horn. That's when normally I'm leaving.
The bars are like closing, and I'm, you know, the cops are like, "Where are you going?" To work, not to the bar, to work.
Okay.
It's napping day, not dreaming day.
Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Anyway, boy, I should have taken a nap today.
You can take one
There's
right
still
now.
time.
Go ahead.
There is still time.
Is there anything else at that teleprompter?
Nope, here we go. It's time for weather.
You want to do weather? You can.
Oh. Thanks for coming on, Jasmine. It's always great having Jasmine. I'm telling you.
Just to have the laugh and the smile.
Right.
Fantastic.
And the necklace she took.
From her friend.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
Let's take a look at the forecast. Things are a little chilly. It's below average, unfortunately. Our average highs on the state in the mid-40s. We didn't make it out of the mid-30s today. We're going to slide back into the 20s tonight. A few flakes flying through as well, and I do mean the snow showers. You can see those snow showers that are up over Lake Erie right now. These come on shore. Just some flurries, maybe a light snow shower. This is not anything that's going to be super heavy, likely not impacting traffic in the evening hours into the overnight as well. And as far as accumulations, I think little, if any, accumulation out of this. Temperatures are sitting right at freezing right now, and we do have these light snow showers coming down. One new batch that's coming in just out toward the Vermilion area, Amherst, Oberlin. You're going to be getting in on this. This will slide south toward the Wellington area as well. Norwalk, you may get brushed by that, as well as Milan, but Huron, you're going to miss the worst of it. So the heaviest of this light snow will be moving in to areas of eastern Huron County. Medina County getting some of that light snow as well. And we've got another round of snow showers that's headed right toward Cleveland and the east suburbs. So just be advised of that later on. on this evening. Again, not expecting any travel problems out of it. And these occasional snow showers will be coming and going tonight and through the day tomorrow. It is lake effect we are dealing with, but we are getting not only Lake Erie moisture, but moisture off of Lake Huron, Lake Superior, and Lake Michigan in a process that's called priming. As that cold air comes across the northern lakes, it comes across Lake Erie, and it's a tipping point. Just so much moisture, and we end up getting these scattered snow showers. Through the noon hour into the afternoon, look at the temperatures. Only in the mid-30s for tomorrow. Another chilly day for us, and these scattered snow showers will be staying with us into the evening and into the early part of the overnight hours as well, as temperatures will slide back into the low 20s for tomorrow night into Thursday morning. How much snow is coming? Don't get too excited. This is going to be kind of fluffy as the snow showers come in. May put a coating on top of the ground if you don't have any snow right now. If you do have snow on the ground like they do out in the snow belt areas, you probably won't even notice it, but it's only going to add up to a few inches, even in the heart of the primary snow belt. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. Those occasional snow showers will be with us. Temperatures in the 30s tomorrow, and look at that. Through the rest of the week, we stay in the 30s. Kind of a cool patch, even by March standards. Oh, but the luck of the Irish is with us Saturday, as we get into Saturday. 45 and mostly sunny. Now, if that forecast holds, and I did say if, it does look like that would be one of our nicer St. Patrick's Days. Yeah. We have had everything from snow, rain, and 70 degrees and sunny on St. Patrick's Day before. So it's kind of the wheel of fortune.
Yeah, absolutely. That looks good, though. Over the weekend, wow, the Browns wheeled and dealed over the weekend.
How were you on Friday?
Unbelievable. I was pinching myself and saying, we really got a quarterback?
You start like scratching off your players list.
What are we going to do with a quarterback?
Research begins now.
Some thoughts on that when we come back.
Here's what's coming up tonight on NBC and Channel 3. Brought to you by Montrose. Everybody knows you've got a friend at Montrose.
I was worried as free agency approached, and it approaches this week in the NFL. I was worried for our guys, the Browns, that those records for the last 2 years were going to come back and haunt them. 1-15, 0-16. Are players going to come here? It doesn't matter how much money you have underneath the salary cap. It really doesn't matter until April how many draft picks you have. Free agents are only going to come here for two things. Number one is money, but the most important thing sometimes is, the hope that they're going to be able to win. So the Browns took it to a different step, and I thought it was ingenious done by their new general manager, John Dorsey, and his staff. They traded to get players to come here. And now, by getting these players here, Tyrod Taylor, Demarius Randall, the wide receiver Jarvis Landry, by getting them here, and they're on the roster right now, this week when they go out to free agency, they'll be able to say, see, we brought in talent, now we want you to join us, and we are about ready to turn the corner, and look out, we still have 5 big-time draft choices coming up when the NFL draft commences on April 26th. And so that young man right there, Tyrod Taylor, becomes the perfect bridge quarterback. He'll play here for a year, maybe 2. Not much more after that, though, but he'll be the bridge to the franchise quarterback, the young quarterback that they're probably going to take with the #1 overall selection in the draft. The other guys who join them right now, they'll become immediate upgrades at their position, at the talent level, and it was just so important that the Browns were able to do that. It is a tough sell when you've only won 1 game in the last 2 years. But there's a way around it, and by golly, they found it over the weekend, and the Browns are a much better team tonight than they were Friday morning. Good job. All right, Entertainment Tonight is coming up next, and we're all back at 11. Of course, I stay till 2:30.
Yes.
We'll see you then.
The Midnight Oil.
Thanks for watching Channel 3 News. Take Channel 3 News and weather with you wherever you go. Text WKYC to 25543 now to download our free apps.